All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and or a good evening. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I would run ads on Twitch and play Enclosed Horse, and then we'll just get right into runs. What we got here? Portal Maze. Ooh. They are separated. We do have 9 walls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I assume we somehow... I mean, we could do something like this. Also 8. 63 versus 62. So the bottom has more tiles. That said, I don't think this is the answer. I think it's going to be somewhat in between. Like you can argue maybe something like that, and then E4. I guess I said the top has more tiles. It's also a little bit more condensed. That. This top section just isn't worth it. Do something akin to this. No, still not enough. $66, okay. I'm liking this. Worth more, right? Yeah, this is always worth to have that. Yeah, Morgan, thank you for the prime. If you're having a good day, it is appreciated. Oh, I'm stupid. We can do that. Move that back. This might just be the answer. There might be a variant where you're supposed to do the bottom half instead of the top, but I feel like the top just has all the stuff nearby. It's like, is it really worth 2 here to get these 2? And this is like such a clean 4-block offer. You'd have to do 1, 2. Well, Let's try this. 1, 2. I guess this is 5. I just don't see it. I think I'm gonna go with 70. Woo! Nice. As this enclosed horse, I play it while waiting for ads to run on Twitch. Alright, other thing I need to do. What questions did I have yesterday for the route that I was slightly confused on that I should probably rewatch? Not just to hear myself. What random questions did I have yesterday? Oh, when do I get the keg? No, keg. I don't have it by summer 13th, but I have it finished by fall 25th. Oh, I do it on the pufferfish day. Okay, I see. So I do a bat cave check on the pufferfish day in the morning. I then get my inventory ready to turn that in and turn that in. I see. That makes sense. Do I drop things off in the morning? What does my inventory look like? Body, thank you for the 74 months. 60, no. Here. I always have to do the math when I see a high number. I don't even do an inventory. Okay. That was my main question I think I had yesterday. So chasing an improvement of 7+ minutes. No, I'm chasing an improvement of 5 minutes because the world record is real time. I only care about game time. Game time is a 2:05. You lose about 2 minutes of time worth of loads that is removed. And yeah, there's quite a bit of mistakes in the world record. Like from pure mechanical perspectives, there's probably close to around like 2 to 3 minutes of mistakes in world record. Closer to about 2 minutes of reasonable time save, but if I were to play everything perfectly, I could save probably about 3 minutes. I did miss Bone Zone. No, I saw it. I was just distracted with trying to remember stuff. Actually, being picky. That said, we probably have like another week of no reset runs before we actually can get a run that I play well enough for a PB. Charlie Brown with hair. So is the Charlie Brown shirt. Basically, whenever you just see the shirt, I just always say the character is Charlie Brown just because of the shirt. Really? I feel like it's so hard to drop everything there for the chest inventory. Because you want to be moving to the side as you do it, and then it throws in front of you. I guess you pick some of it up as you run back. I always wonder if the extra 100 gold here is worth it. Like, these leeks are worth going for, even if it was just this one, but like, the horseradishes, I mean, it's one extra strawberry. Surely it's worth it. I was hoping I could just walk around you, but then of course I get slowed. Not looking good for this run off of Rip. Warm up though. Nectar Nova, thank you for the Prime. Hope your day is going well, and I appreciate the support. It does mean a lot. Start eating. I prioritize monster kills since they have much higher ladder spawn rates than rocks. Can't get anything useful out of the floor 10 chest when you already have a club. Maybe prioritizing the copper a bit too much. I should be breaking more nodes as I walk by. Probably not worth going for the cherry bomb there. Yeah, kills also don't use energy, which is the big plus. Higher ladder chances plus no energy use. Can't really get any better. Bomb. Oh, I'd have to run straight up. Just like everywhere on this floor. Not very good. Not good pace, not good energy. That said, we're trying to just, you know, resets for basically the next week or so, so enough. 3 cherry bombs is interesting. As long as the run can continue out of the mines, we're pretty good. I'm a little concerned about energy. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Or I guess. More, but whatever. doing great on coal. I'll try to speed up the pace. Why do we have to get a copper node clump at the center of this floor? Why couldn't we just get it on like a different floor? I have 3 cherry bombs and I can't even use them. Ancient seed. 2 ancient seeds. No, I'm definitely not de-rested enough to go for record. I would have to get extremely lucky to go for record, and I'm not like hard resetting for it. Like if I was going for record, this run would have been reset on like floor 6. I'm just trying to finish a run a day. Get the reps in. Make sure I'm not making any blaring mistakes. And I might go get some practice saves online. For perspective, realistically, if I wanted this run to continue, I would need to be on floor like 35 right now. So we're just a little bit behind pace. Worse is a strong word. CC Mines has always been notoriously hard because of the pace that you have to do it at. The pace you have to do it at and the requirements for it. It's completely different than Perfection, where I didn't really have to care as much about pace and more about just meeting the material requirements. feel like there's a ladder on the floor. I just can't see it because I'm blind. Really don't see it. Yeah, there's a ladder. I really don't see it. That's crazy. Like, normally I say it afterwards once I'm looking at it quite quickly, but I just do not see this one. Yeah. What are you gonna do? What's my goal time? I should be completely done with the mines by like 20 minutes. For in-game time, I ideally want to be at floor 40 by 8 p.m. What's my best mines time? High 18 minutes. Whatever. I have to go to the bathroom anyways. 33. No, it was 31. Yeah. It is what it is. I don't really care. You take a tourist with you, you just don't have inventory room. Everything's too important. You need 3,100 gold for all the strawberries. Like, you just can't drop anything. And then you need the rest for either turning into the community center and selling. You can't afford to bring a torch with you. It's also just very much a skill issue that I can't see anything. Like, I should have been able to see that ladder. Like, even like, when I eventually found it, like, I saw it glowing. Like, I saw its, like, little shine that it has. Like, I should have seen it earlier. It's just a skill issue. Ken Morgan, thank you for converting your Prime to a Tier 1 sub. And Eva... yeah, Eva... Kuchen? Thank you for the 5 gifted. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you. Do appreciate it. Enjoy the gifted subs, guys. Ugh. Let's not mess up the first 15 seconds. I messed up the first 15 seconds. Can you do 100 million 1 year? Theoretically, yes. Will I do it myself? No. I'd rather not spend the next 500 hours of game time. That generous. Piano, how many hours did you have by the end of your 100 million? Actually, you're not even done with it, but like you're like Summer, right? And you have like almost 200 hours of game time or some bullshit. I'd rather not spend the next year of my life doing that, because it would probably literally take me a year of IRL time to get 100 million in 1 year due to how precise it is. Mostly pause buffering, yeah. Resetting days. Yeah, due to pause buffering and elevator floor resetting for a majority of the days, like an average day length while farming the stuff in Skull Caverns is literally like 6 to 8 hours to do one in-game Stardew day. And that's like a reasonable pace. And that doesn't even mean you don't mess it up. That's if you play it straight through without fucking resetting it, which is a high chance. It would unironically probably take me like 3 months to get out of spring. Even if I had a route completely planned and like ready to go right now, it would take me 3 months. There's speedrun to the fastest 10 mil. No one really does money speedruns because they're pretty boring. The closest thing we have to a money speedrun is perfection, or wavered perfection, where the goal is to basically get perfection as fast as possible, but you're allowed to use the JoJo waivers, which essentially means it's how fast can you make 50 million gold. And that is, you can make 50 million gold for the perfection in like about 6 hours.
Nearly 2 years have bone.
So think for the 22 months, why would money run be boring? Because it's very uncreative. And you're not doing a lot. Man, I love just sitting in the greenhouse harvesting starfruit and turning into starfruit jelly for 3 hours straight, into building barns for like 30 minutes and then sleeping in a barn for an hour and a half for sheep. Oh man. Very fun. Money's speedruns just become sleeping simulators at the end of the day, because that's just the fastest way of making money RTA. Yeah. I mean, that one's like to an unholy extent. The money run that I did, the 24-hour money run, like that's just like unholy in terms of its tediousness. But yeah, a lot of like the money runs that you don't need that much money for, but you still need money, will just boil down to, do you need enough money where you can justify getting sprinklers? Yes or no. You get sprinklers, and then that's basically the only different part of the run every time, is just doing the mines. And then once you get sprinklers, it's just continuously buying starfruit and growing it in the greenhouse for however much money you need. And then it's like, if you need even more money even more quickly, then you convert to sheep. And then in-game day runs just get really degenerate really quickly, depending on like how much of a degree you want to go to. There's a reason why I don't ever plan on doing another mid-max money run. The issue with dropping the emerald on floor 5 is the fact that I want to reset floor 5 over and over again for the club. So I'd have to constantly pick it up at the top floor and drop it every single time I went up and down. So it's just easier to just not drop it. It's on floor 10. Is the bat a guaranteed drop? Yes. Barrels are seated to the day. I'm sorry, are set to the day and floor number and exact tile. It's consistent throughout every single seed. So that tile specifically on non-legacy RNG on the 5th of spring, year 1, on floor 5, if you break a barrel on that tile, you will always get a club. The same way that I got a club on that tile right there. I'm guaranteed. If a barrel spawns on that tile, I'm guaranteed a club. So essentially, I just reset floor 5 over and over again until the barrel spawns on the specific tile I'm looking for, and then break it. Sometimes you get it instantly, sometimes you don't. You just gotta know that it's specifically non-legacy RNG that it's on that tile, and it's specifically spring 5th year 1. It doesn't work on spring 5th year 2, spring 5th year 3. It's specifically spring 5th year 1. Rebelecta. I'm getting very mixed signals about this day, to be honest. Like, I've had some pretty awful ladders, but I've also had some pretty nice ladders. I wouldn't be surprised if today was like a neutral. Or honestly, even like a low pyramid. Party hat. I drop, shift, right click. Kinda hoping to just hit any of the 15% there. That was a bad blur. Again, and then like the luck hasn't felt that bad, but then you get a floor like this, and then it's just like, maybe the luck is just a bad luck day. Just broke the rocks down there. I don't know why I walked all the way up. I mean, if I just hit any of the 15% chances from any of the enemies on this floor, we'd be chilling, but... Oh. Why would that happen? Oh, I'm blind. Not looking good, but it's fine. How to get 15 million gold for perfection and min-max runs to get it done in 2 years in game. I mean, you can do perfection in 114 days, starting from a fresh file. So you can do it in a year. Technically, the most amount of money somebody's made in the first in-game year on a finished run is what? It's 68 million by quarters. It's 78 million. I always forget the number. The answer is just start through flying for the most part. 82? Oh god. Maybe I'm thinking about myself. I think my record's 62, or maybe it's 68. Whatever the fucking wallet code video is. I haven't seen it in a hot minute. 82? Okay. 82 million in the first Stardew Valley year. And that was back on... Was that back on 1.4? Surely it was 1.5 with Ginger Island. For 82 mil. God damn, we didn't even use Ginger Island for that shit? Gamer. God, that's fucking ancient. Okay, the issue with... Okay. I am a little misleading with saying that you can do perfection in 114 days. While it is a true statement, it's basically something no one will ever do on a non-seeded run. And the main reason it has to be done on the seeded run, actually the only reason it has to be done on a seeded run, is the fact that you have to go 9 for 9 on the special orders board requests, which is just too uncommon. Because you essentially need to get all 9 crafting recipes from the special orders board in 9 weeks. And basically you would have to do 90% of the run just for it to fail right at the very end. So while it is possible, yes, it's just unlikely that anybody will do it legitly or like on an unseeded run. But that's the only thing you have to seed for. You don't even have to do Joja Mart. What about Kent? There's a way around it now, apparently. And that's why you can save a single day. Actually really funny. Great pace. Yeah, it's good. Not crazy. Not the best pace I've ever had. But it's very acceptable, especially for a no reset. Party hat buff. Basically, if you marry another player, not a NPC, and you name your child Kent and get Kent to 2 heart, what the fuck? And you get Kent to 2, or get the baby Kent to 3 hearts, it sends you the recipe in the mail. You won't be able to get the baby to 7 hearts for the second recipe, and it wouldn't even matter anyways because you're time gated on the special orders board then. So if you get the baby to 3 hearts in time, then you can get the recipe a day earlier, cutting out the entire roadblock by a single day. Which is interesting, to say the least. But again, you're still roadblocked by the special orders board to spring 2nd year 2. So you can't do it any earlier. Yeah. Be able to parsnip probe. But yeah, I mean, I've personally done perfection in 115 days. This was prior to the Kent baby tech being found, which is actually really recent. hopefully day one has a lot of money, because I don't think I'm getting that much money on this day. I can go for a ladder from these guys. I don't think there's a run with anybody utilizing it yet. It's literally like less than like a week old. Okay, so the issue is I still need to get to 45, but I just haven't had, like, a ladder opportunity yet. Why do they all have to run in, like, separate directions? It wouldn't be a huge deal because literally you could probably skip an entire season and just be fine. As long as you go out and harvest. It's because in multiplayer, time doesn't pause when you're in a menu. So you don't even have to play the full thing with a marriage partner. You only have to play, you only have to play it until you get the baby, and then the person never has to log on again. Is there a way to tell which rocks have geodes? Not really. You only have to play part of it, normally. And you don't even need to play the start of it until, you don't even need to play the start of it. In multiplayer, because you can't really do anything until you get the ring. Oh yeah, so you can literally just like not even play the game normally. I'd be curious to even know if the run is possible in multiplayer with the extra time loss. You wouldn't be able to. It would be much harder to get the money because you wouldn't be able to do Skull Cavern days. Be interesting to do as like a duo challenge, but a lot of time commitment. Yeah, but money's not entirely the issue. No, it would be much harder with 2 people. Multiplayer, funnily enough, multiplayer in Stardew is harder than single player. What makes it harder? The fact that time does not pause. So any time that you spend in the menu is time that is just used anyways in multiplayer. So however long it takes you to buy seeds, it doesn't take away the 20-minute in-game time that you have for the day. Fishing, I can get fishing level 10 by like spring 5th, year 1 consistently. If you had me do fishing in multiplayer, I would hope that I'm fishing level 10 by probably like midway through the 2nd week. At good pace. Like, you gotta understand, like, that's a huge difference. A lot of early game money comes from fishing. You're basically cutting your early game money in half because of fishing, and 2 people does not even come close to accounting for it. Honestly, it's probably even more than a half. It's probably closer to cutting it by like 3/4, just outright. And then you lose even more money because no one's getting level 5 fishing early enough to sell with the increased fishing price. You're not going to be a high enough level to consistently catch the harder fish that you want. Like, well, mines technically, the time moves slower when somebody's in Skull Caverns. That's not the case for the mines. In single player on Spring 5th, year 1, I could probably reasonably get to floor 80 to 100 consistently if I tried, or if I was like trying my like hardest. Where in multiplayer, like, we would need 2 people to get somewhat close to that. And even then, it's just like, it's a pain. Mines is faster RTA with 2 people, but slower in-game time. And the only thing that matters in an in-game challenge like Perfection in 114 days is in-game time. If I ever played this game before? No, this is my very first playthrough. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. I'm just blindly hitting rocks because I can. You're good at smashing rocks, though. I know. Say that, but getting elbozoed on a ladder. No, it's Skull Cavern, and when you're in Skull Cavern, time goes slower. In multiplayer, it does not go faster, it goes slower. Instead of every 10 in-game minutes being 7 seconds, every 10 in-game minutes when somebody's in Skull Cavern in multiplayer is not in 9 seconds. So each in-game tick, or each in-game tick, which is every 10 in-game minutes, is 2 seconds longer. No. Again, multiplayer is harder and CA is trying to make it easier for people. So he made it last longer. I refuse to believe that. I would need to ask Alexa or Blade to double check that because I do not trust the wiki with that type of information. What's the question? Does time in Skull Caverns move slower in multiplayer or just single player? Because I thought it was just multiplayer. It's just single player? Really? I thought it was multiplayer that it did that for. That's so awful. What the hell? Skull Caverns is already unbearable in multiplayer, and he's making it harder? Why? Whatever, I don't play multiplayer, so it doesn't really matter. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a fucking tech limitation thing and you just couldn't figure out how to just make the ticks globally shorter for everybody. Because it's disgusting. It should be easier in multiplayer. Because multiplayer is so much worse. I'm offended for the people who have to deal with it in multiplayer. Yes, the mobs that just lag about the entire time and are half the time impossible to hit. and we'll just hit you even though you hit them back already. Yes, let's make it harder. I love it when I hit mobs in multiplayer and they don't get knocked back, because knockback doesn't exist in multiplayer besides host half the time. That's the right key. I don't have it showing, but sum of best is not a good indicator for this run. These are the sum of best splits. Realistically, it's probably like 5 minutes slower than what it actually shows. But I'm an idiot. I didn't even place the TV. Duckbill. Literally the best thing CA could do for 1.7 is make multiplayer less laggy. Unironically. Use a macro. I'm literally clicked on the same spot, and it eventually worked on the third try. Flint was literally the best choice CA could have made. Out of the existing pools of NPCs. Not saying I wouldn't have preferred to see Gus, but literally the only two choices CA realistically had was Gus and Clint, and I think Clint is the objectively better choice. I don't think CA wants the fisherman to be marryable. Same with the wizard. At this point. I'm aware that the wizard was on the pole at one point, but I think at this point, no. Since he's fleshed out the story arc and the game has evolved since then. The same reason I don't think he ever would have picked Pam, because I think it would be weird to be able to marry father and daughter. Or mother and daughter. Same thing with Caroline and same thing with Robin. Reason why Clint is the objective best choice is literally because it gives him an excuse to rewrite his dialogue, so hopefully less people hate him. And then at the same time, the main reason people hate Clint is the fact that he still talks about Emily even after you're married to Emily and whatnot. But the reason that's part of the game is because it's an archaic system, because Emily wasn't always marriageable. So all his dialogue was left in the game when Emily, or since the time Emily wasn't able to be married. So you get the problem of, yeah, that looks bad. Should he have changed the dialogue sooner? Probably. Don't get me wrong, that's like just something CA should have done, but the reason why it's like that. And now that Clint's going to be variable, I'm assuming a lot of the Emily dialogue is probably going to be slightly rewritten or altered. Crazy how that works. Yeah, I don't think there was any choice other than Sandy for the bachelorettes. I would have been shocked if it was anybody but Sandy, to be completely fair. I know CA mentioned on a podcast that it would be an interesting idea to allow you to separate like Robin and Demetrius or Caroline and Pierre, but I don't think it's a direction that CA would ever take seriously and do. So it was more just a thought experiment. I think there's a... I don't know, I find it weird, I guess. To be aware, the entire like dating system in the game itself is weird. Being able to like, you know, date the entire town at once. Well, I mean, I say it's weird, but obviously it's just because of I'm not I forget what the wording is. Is it poly? I forget. It's poly something. I am not a part of that lifestyle, so it's understandable for other people, but it's just like, you know, people just want to see 10 hearts with every single bachelor, so they end up giving every bachelor the bouquet, when in reality you don't actually need to do that even for perfection. You just need to get the spouses or the bachelorettes up to 8 hearts, and then you never have to worry about 10 hearts. But everybody wants to see the 10 heart cutscenes, even if you're not going to marry them. So you end up with the situation of dating the entire town, even though you don't really have to. So yes, I do think it's, so like it's closer to just cheating than poly. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, it's not really said very well. I think people just want CA to make Stardew Valley expanded at the end of the day, or like make his own rendition of it, but CA like adamantly does not really want to do that. Yeah, mods are mods for the game, not the base game. Because I'm gonna be quite honest. I would be surprised if we got a new giftable NPC in 1.7. Like, obviously, like, I would understand if we got, like, a new, like, henchman NPC where it's just, like, they're there for a quest line, but that's it. But I would be honestly surprised if we got, like, a huge new area and a new, like, giftable NPC. For 1.7. I just don't think that's what the update's gonna be. Club after club after club. Well, he himself is working on Haunted Chocolatier, yes, but I mean, again, he has a team for Stardew Valley, and he's had a team for about 8 years of Stardew Valley's development now. That said, this is the first update he's doing more of a creative director role, so it's going to be slightly different. Yeah, I don't think we'll get like another Ginger Island type update. At least anytime soon. Maybe eventually. But you'll probably have to go into it with that type of mindset. Oh, I got another cherry bomb. I wanted the crab. But I don't know how many updates he'll do past 1.7. Yeah, I mean, like, Stardew hasn't been solo developed since 1.3. He literally states this in his, like, 10-year retrospect video. But I feel like people just ignore it. Like, he literally just stated this. Since the release of 1.3, he hasn't been solo developing the game. Uh, 1.3 was help from one guy to help get multiplayer and the netcode going because he didn't really know what to do for that. 1.4, he had, I believe, 2 people helping him code the game. 1.5 were the same-ish team of just him and a few coders helping him code the stuff. But he was doing all the pixel art, he was doing all the music, he was doing all the ideas, all this stuff. It's just that he wasn't having to code everything himself. 1.5 was the same as 1.4. 1.6 is where he had more of this full team. But he was still doing essentially all the pixel art, all the ideas and whatever. He probably had some help because he hired the person who helped make Expanded, actually is on his team. One of the lead developers of Stardew Valley Expanded is working for him. Keep in mind, who is the guy's name? Not Mousy Pounds. The person who made Smappy is on CA's payroll and has been on his payroll for a while. Pathos Child is on CA's payroll. Yeah, Flash Shifter, I don't know their name. But they are a part of CA's team. But again, 1.7 is different in the regards of CA's not doing everything himself. Like, I'm sure he'll always do all the music, but I would be like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's pixel art in 1.7 that wasn't made by CA, where everything up until now that you see artistically and that scope of the thing has been made by Concerned Ape himself. And again, this is his words, not mine. He's taking the creative director approach for 1.7. So it should actually be developed faster because he doesn't have to do everything himself and do it. He still has final decision and final say in everything, but you get what I mean. He's not doing everything. Yeah. Which, in theory, gives him more time to work on Haunted Chocolatier, but, he said he has a very interesting work habits, and it's hard for him to switch between the two, so. We'll see how that goes. So again, Stardew Valley has not been solo developed for almost 8 years now, contrary to popular belief. Yeah, those last few floors just had so much copper. Oh no, we have no timeline. I was kind of hoping we'd get a little bit more info from 1.7 on the retrospect, but like, I'm not okay, like, I was making fun of the people in YouTube chat who are getting pissed about the fact that there wasn't more 1.7 info, but I was hoping for more than just like literally one screenshot, because with more than one screenshot I would probably be able to get a okay estimate for the where they are in the development cycle. But we got literally one screenshot, so I have no idea how far along they are. I couldn't even give you an estimate. Like, it can literally be like a year away. Based off of the fact that we only got a screenshot, like, I'm willing to bet, like, we won't see it this year. If we do see it this year, it's going to be like November, December angle. Well, yeah, I mean, it's sad, but at the same time understandable, because the entire video there was literally meant to be a 10 years retrospect video. It wasn't actually supposed to be a 1.7 leak or drop or anything, other than the marriage candidates, which he stated. So it's like, I get it. He wanted to do that and not that. So it's like, I wasn't too outraged, because it literally, like, is to be expected. And the video is what he said the video was. But yeah, like, more than a screenshot would have been interesting. Let's see. Like, I expected to have, like, what is it? The words will come to me. I I thought we were gonna get a little bit of like gameplay footage in the background of 1.7 that had like a few leaks as he was talking, was essentially the thought process. Like, I don't think he would have made a comment on it, but I expected to see like a little bit of just footage. So that's more of what I was a little disappointed about. But at the end of the day, it's just like, you know, he didn't really want to show anything, because I'm sure if he showed something, people are going to expect it sooner than later. Last update wasn't even that long ago. The last update came out 2 years ago for PC. 1.6 came out 2 years ago. I'm talking about just 1.6 as a whole. I mean, there was updates like beyond that, obviously, but yeah. Also, the main reason I would say 1.7 is probably going to take a very long time to come out is the fact that I'm sure CA really wants to try to get one update where there's a simultaneous launch between all platforms and not this dumb delay that always ends up happening between the two. So it's like, I think we might not see 1.7 for a long time, because he probably is really going to try to not have the delay this time. And he's gonna cope max it, and then it's gonna happen anyways. I believe all platforms are 1.6, but they're not the most updated version of 1.6. I wouldn't be surprised if you can't sleep in barns and coops on certain devices. No, the only trauma for when is 1.6 on different devices is the fucking mobile player base being assholes. Glorious, thank you for the 59 months. I mean, there's a difference between multiplayer and single player games, but yeah. Yeah, when he says that, it makes me think of like the mastery system, because I think the mastery system was a great addition to like the skills. So it's like, maybe I think I actually read a good suggestion on Reddit the other day to make flowers more interesting in the game, being able to craft like bouquets and then sell those as like artisan products. Yeah, no, but that was like the depth edition is what I'm saying. Like, I'm hoping it's things like the mastery system for other like aspects of the game. Like, I think that is the dream. Like, the other systems that do feel shallow get like the mastery system treatment. Yeah, I mean, I guess the mastery system is a new system. You are right, but at the same time, I feel like it's just an extension of skills. I don't really view it that way. But who knows? Okay, well, I'm gonna need to go out of my way to get a dandelion then. Fine. One rain day, please. I do wonder if instant sleeping on the rain days is worth it. Because while I get to instantly sleep and not put in any of the things, it's like eventually I'm going to have to do it anyway. Just if I get too many rain days. You know. And now I'm going to have to open up the menu to craft twice. No. Yeah, just a little bit of rain. A little slow, but it is what it is. And a little bit of extra debris that I had to clear out. It's not that bad. I forgot to refill my watering can, so I had to run back, which would have just been the time that I just lost, so. As long as I can explain my time losses And in the non-RNG splits, I'm pretty happy. I need to understand my mistakes to know what I'm losing time to. We're zoomed in because when sleeping with crops growing, you have a chance of getting a crop fairy, and if you get a crop fairy being zoomed in, he saves you about 20 seconds with a monitor size that I do compared to being zoomed out. Because the fairy has to spawn off screen and then make her slow ass way over to the crops that she's gonna grow. And because I have a big monitor, it takes fucking forever. Where if I'm zoomed in, it mitigates that time loss. So it's anti-fairy. Even though I can't fully prevent her from showing up. The anti-fairy zoom, yeah. I mean, I could zoom out when I'm like doing the shopping and stuff, but then I'm just gonna have to immediately zoom back in. So only on like certain days where it's better to have that I need to be zoomed out for, I like zoom out. Like this day I don't need to zoom out, so I'm like fine playing the entire day zoomed in. But like the first day in fall, I gotta zoom out because of community center turn-ins. Yeah, but bigger monitor size also extremely helps you in the mines because then you can see more on the mines floors. So it's catch 22. Even if you had a smaller monitor than me, you would still want to zoom in because then you lose less time, even less time when you get a fairy. You just want the fairy to travel the least amount of distance as possible. That wrong. Their monitor size with bigger res is smaller fairies. I don't review the runs like every single run, but it's just like I can tell you in the moment most of the time. I lost time. There's a bed strategy that saves about 30 seconds at the end of the run with coop animals, but otherwise it's basically the same. Just gotta lock in, get lucky, and not make 2 minutes of mistakes like I did in my PB. Let's not forget, like, wood going to the final turn in. And let's not put stuff in jars on a day that I'm not supposed to. And move the entire setup instead. Rip. How did I not get a ladder from any of those? I love this floor layout. So garbage. I need to kill bats. Oh, okay. So I need to buy up to 45 iron and only 35 gold ore now. So we're going to be rich as hell because of this gold bar. Oh god, I wait for the sweet pea. I do wonder if there will be a sweet pea to the right hand side here, which would be a little sad because I went out of my way for that, but I'd rather just get it now. No, these are average. This is PB. To be fair, it's just not a good mines day 1 and 2. The rest of the run is fine. But it's like I'm continuing any mines at this point, so it's kind of just like I don't really care if I start 2 minutes behind. Hell, I even save time on the split compared to my PB. You know? Like, I'll be extremely happy if I can, like, stay within, like, 2 or 3 minutes of my PB, you know? Because it's, like, realistically, I'm just losing all that time to me just not resetting the mines aggressively. That's fine. Like, I don't really care how red I get as long as I'm only getting red due to RNG splits. Because I'm not resetting RNG splits. Like, I lost time there, but that's fine. Yeah, I mean, 1.7, if Remix CC gets even more good bundles and flooding out the bad ones, I mean, there's the dream. More Bolza board bundles so you're less likely to get Spirit's Eve. More more Boiler Room bundles so you're less likely to get the Adventures. by the wings, yeah. I gotta figure out what I'm doing wrong in that split. Losing 24 seconds there is not acceptable. I would understand losing like 10 seconds going out of my way for the or doing the bad journal input and then going out of my way for the plum and hazelnut, but I don't know where the extra 16 went. Like I guess it's like a combination of menus and like doing a little bit of extra clearing down south, but seems like a lot. Kind of low-key hoping that that was a tilapia, not a red snapper, so I can switch the training rod. Might be sea cucumber. Fine. How I pass out. You do need like 2 or 3 extra fish anyways. Sardine or anchovy. Of course I am. I wouldn't play the game if I didn't find enjoyment in playing Stardew. Trust me. I put enjoyment first over a lot of things in life. Some are not very good choices at times, but I do prioritize it. Like taxes. Yeah, not exactly. 43 minus 130 or 132. Probably just a snapper. Oh, that's not good. So it'd be 11 minus 100, so 89. I need 89 pumpkins. Okay. Technically, my taxes would be lower if I played a game other than Stardew because I'm gonna make less revenue. So the government can't tax me as much because I'm not making enough money. Smile. But yeah, I mean, that said, I'm enjoying Stardew still. I think when I run out of goals or things that I want to do in Stardew, it'll be a different story. But there are still quite a few things that I want to do in Stardew, so I'll be here for a bit. Hopefully, I'll be here long enough for Haunted Chocolatier to release. And then we'll move on to Haunted Chocolatier. Smile. Well, here's the thing. If Haunted Chocolatier comes out before 1.7 and 1.7 comes out after Haunted Chocolatier, I'll probably do a perfection speedrun. But I won't actually really play 1.7. Obviously, if 1.7 comes out before Haunted Chocolatier, I'll play it. Especially, like, looking at if any of the speedruns are faster than I do. But the goal is to fully move over to Haunted Chocolatier when it comes out. No, we have no time frame on either, so it's kind of just like when it happens, it happens. I can't wait for GTA 6 to shut down America for a day. GTA 6 will do more harm to the economy than COVID did on day one. I'm like being completely serious with that. The amount of people who will call off for work on the date that GTA 6 comes out on is going to be an insane statistic to see it in the future. Doesn't matter when. Didn't they go a crash theme? Saying that Silk Song did? Yes. I'll fish by the rock because it doesn't matter. I can walk over here without losing time. Yeah, you do. You still need to get to 0. It's only minus 25, so you need to be what, like minus 10, or you need to be 10 energy to eat it and pass out instantly. You do in fact need to do that. And even if I catch the eel on the first cast here, I still actually need to do like 2 swings of the rod. Cuz you have to get to, is it minus 10 energy for pass out or is it minus 20? I always forget. Yeah, like if I ate it right now, I wouldn't pass out. Is the run running? I mean, that was a good fishing day. I'm saving time over my PB, my PB's fish, and my PB's fish is actually one of the better parts of it. So it is in fact running. We'll see how much. By the end of it, but you know. I haven't felt like I played well for that fish too. Like I was instant calling the fish. I knew which ones were good. I knew which ones were bad, like right away. Like I feel like I played it well.
phone.
Attica, I think for the 29 months. You know, if I could turn in that pomegranate freely, I would have actually been able to finish the, Actually, never mind, I'm missing a cherry. That is a pomegranate on the ground. I didn't get a common mushroom. Fine. Money's gonna be a little tight. $500 stone, 800 wood. I need 335 stone. A little poor. Oh, let's see the last spot. could have saved a lot of money, I just realized. I didn't bring the copper with me. I'm gonna lose time here because that was really slow. I mean, yeah. I didn't get a common mushroom. Gross. Oh yeah, I mean, we're chilling. Ups and downs. I'm just not saving as much time as I would like on the consistent splits. Or not saving time, but going even. There's no fairy anymore because you have no crops. It's also winter, but yes. I don't think the crop fairy ever shows up in winter, even if you have crops out. I don't think you can. Could be wrong about that statement, though. That's turn one. Hopefully we just get a flower spawn down south here for when I give the... Okay. Question. What can the wizard gift you exactly? Can he gift you a void essence, or is it just purple mushroom, red fire quartz? Purple mushroom, tier fire quartz trade. Okay. Then it is optimal to get purple mushroom. For whatever reason, I was thinking give you a solar essence and a void essence. Which is obviously not the case. Yeah. I knew he loved them. I was thinking like potentially it would be better to give the solar essence on this day over the purple mushroom, because then you can get it back, but you just get the purple mushroom back instead, and then it's the same way. This is actually going to be really close to a gold split. My PB split here is my gold split. I don't think I'll do it because I still have one more turn in, but... That was a damn good winter split. Like, I'm comparing against a gold split here. So, like, literally losing, like, 8 seconds here is literally just RNG to the winter till, realistically. And then I also had to go out of the way for the crocus because I didn't trust the game giving me one later. You know? Not even bad. Expected time loss. That was a good split. need to pay attention to double fish more. I always have this instance where I just have the shat on me for, or a second shat on me for no reason. I just gotta double check. Apparently I just didn't have the money. Money's a little low. I mean, like, I know why the money's low. I made the mistake with copper. But it should be fine. We'll end up being fine. It's just a hair annoying. The last few runs have kind of been blessed with good money, with getting the early fall seed packet, which makes money a breeze. I mean, to be fair, like, I wouldn't have had to chop down any of these trees if I brought the copper with me. But... because, like, each copper I forgot was 7 wood. And I had, like, over 10 of it. Like, maybe I had to cut down, like, 1 tree, but that's, like, nothing. The fuck is this pathing that I just took? I don't know where the last one is, but I don't really care. I don't even know what the most effective way of finding them are. Smuggle them. Smile. He being smuggling. Treasure totems is probably a good way. That's just how CA pronounces it. Doesn't mean you have to. Stardew's an open-ended game, and it's more for who's ever headcanon you want to think it is, rather than just whatever CA says goes. I mean, the color of a void chicken exists. There are chickens that dark shade of black. But they're not called void chickens, they're just chickens. They just have different colored feathers because of genetics. Just like how there's albino chickens. Yeah, they're different colors. For messing up the planting and harvesting, this isn't that bad of a split. Oh, I forgot the pre-sell. Oh. Oh no. Whatever. We can just cope and say the day was made even worse by a shitty tuna. It's going well for the most part. I'm still making dumb mistakes, but I've kept it within 4 minutes of PB, and I lose 2 minutes just from the mines. And I even save time on the fishing split. And mines day 3. Just get lucky. I think yesterday I saved time on my tuna split, which is kind of crazy because I get first try tuna on my PB. That said, this run is not the same. I'm just gonna go in here and just check for tuna bait. We had tuna bait yesterday as well, even though it was useless. The only like big mistake I made this run was literally right now where I forgot to pre-sell in summer, or I'm sorry, in spring. Then I have to go up to Clint and then come back down, which is a little annoying, but so be it. We can just cope it to an even worse tuna than we're already gonna get. There's a part of me that on really insane runs, if I don't get the tuna right away, I just leave like probably at like 9:30 and then just try to brute force the tuna before the puffer fish. Like, I will probably start doing that. You just press E or escape on your keyboard. To hop upper at 25 rice. And that's degen. I mean, like, what else are you gonna do? Like, do you want the run to instantly die there, or do you want to like try to get it during the brief period when you're waiting for the pufferfish to spawn? I would argue I would rather take the gamble later. I need that. But it's like the run is dead if I stay till like 10:30, 11. Like, I have an instant tuna. I'm just gonna lose 2 minutes for doing that. You know? And I'll have you know, yesterday, the reason I thought of this is yesterday I got 2 tunas before the pufferfish. So, just get lucky. Just happens. What this run boils down to, just get lucky. Not even losing that much time. Actually, never mind, I am. I didn't realize I still have to plant the entire field. I only lost a minute for having to do an entire entire loop around town. Not bad. I got there, but I had to literally change what I was trying to say. Around town. A loop around town makes more sense. When do I just start buying one sunflower, one poppy? I don't think I've ever had one of the crops destroyed before. I've done thousands of runs. We always get it for cope, but at the end of the day, do we really need it? Save a little bit of time. I know it's gonna be one of the runs, but that's kind of the fun part about it. It'll finally happen. I've been waiting for the day that it happens, and it's never happened. Imagine if I lose this after that type of start. That would be embarrassing. Stop, skip. You just always have to go back to it, though. I mean, you just have to get it during the Spring Festival check, then. Can I get, like, largemouth chub or carp, please? I understand I'm gonna get a lot of garbage for fishing in a lower tier spot, but technically it's the highest odds of getting carp and chub. And if I do get garbage, it's slightly higher odds. Once I get more situated in the runs, we'll be going for one unholy run. But I probably will just switch to just buying one of it. I don't know why I knew that was a chub, I just knew it just wasn't a carp. Food situation better or worse in the mines on 1.6? Day 1, I think it's worse. Because the only consistent food barrels for 1.6 is there's a cave carrot spot on floor 3, and then there's potentially 4 on 29, but 29's late, and you don't really want to go to the bottom of 29. I've gotten so many sturgeons. Can I just get one largemouth, please? Yeah, level 5. Helps. It's just a bullhead. Like, took the game long enough to finally give me it. Route soup already ran out. And we had an amazing start with that sturgeon, but then the day just went downhill real quick afterwards. Man. Ugh. Hardly even need to do that. No, daily luck does not affect. Daily luck does not affect fishing whatsoever. Well, okay. Daily luck affects the odds of a treasure chest showing up. That's it. What type of fish you get, how much garbage you get, what the quality of the fish is. All that has nothing to do with daily luck. It's the same way how monsters in the mines are also not affected by daily luck. You don't get spare bed on this day. You don't get spare bed on this day because you still have to upgrade the deluxe barn, which is when you would buy it. Third run in a row where I don't get sea urchin. On the 2 checks. And we'll have to go out of my way to get 300 wood. Unlucky. Unlucky bubber ducky. Luck affecting quality of stuff would probably be so nice. More likely to get higher quality on good luck days. It would also like somewhat feel bad though, so I guess I understand why you wouldn't want it like that. Baby girl's not happy. Oh, I guess one of the, since wood skips reminded me, one of the caveats to fish not being affected by daily luck, there is one exception to this rule, which is fishing for the wood skip on the forest farm is drastically affected by luck for God knows what reason. It's the only fish in the game like this. Not that I'm aware of. Maybe in the volcano, but I don't think so. But lower daily luck doesn't make it where you catch more garbage. That's never been the case. Again, it's the exact same way how daily luck has never affected how many monsters spawn in the mines as well. The only there are a few exceptions to that, like daily luck affects how often you see a prismatic jelly or a prismatic slime, but that is due to it's the odds of a slime converting into a prismatic jelly that changes, not the odds of a slime showing up. Okay, I mean, other than the really annoying wood skip, this day is like fine so far. Now, wood skip's annoying enough where I don't even want to do the check in the morning, the fruit cave check, and I rather just like I will only do the check if I need to for the artisan goods. If I have all the artisan goods already, I should that's the tuna, by the way. I should realistically just skip it. You know. trying to look at? No. I am supposed to pass out on beach. Nope. Infested fours are just seeded to the die. Nothing to do with daily luck. Treasure floors are affected by daily luck, though. If you're talking about drop shafts, I mean, there's a... Is it 20 or 10% chance? I always forget. I think it's a 20% chance that when you're supposed to find a ladder, it transforms into a drop shaft. And then I believe it's a 10% chance of it doubling is how it works. Doubling -1. So yeah, you'll see more drop shafts on average on a good luck day because you're more likely to see ladders, is how it works. But the actual daily luck doesn't directly affect the odds of a drop shaft showing up instead of a ladder. What about invasions? I actually don't know about that one. I actually do not know that one off the top of my head. I would say no just based off of everything else not being affected, but... Game's dumb, so... I wonder if it's ever worth going in and out real quick to get this guy closer. Do the mist effect in the mines, is that affected by daily luck? Does that happen more often on bad luck days? Again, I'm inclined to say no because basically nothing else is, but... That's just seated? That's kind of funny. Not where I wanted to put that. So we need that. I forgot to buy something. I was supposed to buy 10 copper and 6 coal on the 13th. Gotcha. Blog is global cycle. Interesting. Okay. Well... I guess I can get it on this day. Didn't buy duck. Did I not buy a duck? Was there only 2 animals in there? Pretty sure the duck was the first animal I bought. It's small. It's a small thing. I mean, I just don't play the game casually, so I wouldn't play the game if I was forced to play this game casually. I enjoy Stardew because I like the speedrun and the challenge runs of it. I don't actually enjoy Stardew because of the casual gameplay experience. Yeah, what you're seeing right now is me playing as casual as I get. Brown. Well, there's 6 animals here, so I did buy everything. I can't even sell the rabbits because I don't even have a wool yet. Here I can just leave that out and I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, that saves quite a bit of time. It's kind of wild to me that I got 2 golds in this practice run. Oh, I'm sorry. I had a gold. Oh no, I almost had a gold earlier. That's what I've been thinking about. And that wasn't even like a crazy segment. By any means. That said, I'm looking a little desperate on qualities. Or, I'm looking a little desperate on some things. Exotics. Not looking great. I don't have a morale or a cave carrot. I still need to gather like 500 wood. kind of wanted to force going over here because I need 2 purples. Come on, let's stop failing the 50-50 brown chicken. Thank you. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay, so I need a sea urchin. I need a maple syrup. And I need 1 extra oak resin. Or 1 extra resin type. And like 200 wood. And then we're done. I need to delete this ending best split because there's no way my best split for this ending split is literally 3.5 minutes. Like, what in the voodoo shit happened on this split? I did not get a morale, but I'm just gonna replace it with a resin. It's probably like an old split for like literally I had nothing to do and I pre-did it on the previous. I pre-did everything on like the previous split. Need that. I mean, that I should have everything. So. I might be potentially missing a crap pot item, but we're gonna find out. No, it only saves the fastest. Oh, fuck you too, game. I've been getting, like, destroyed on, sea urchins. I'm supposed to get the sea urchin on there's 2 potential earlier days in the run for me to get it. I have missed those 2 potential earlier days 3 runs in a row, and then on 2 of the runs themselves, I've missed on the 3rd backup check that I'm doing right now. So it's just like, I mean, I'm just sleeping to next week. I gotta refresh it. Like, it's so sad. I mean, thankfully it's happening in practice runs here, but it's just like, I just want to finish. You're really gonna make me sleep another fucking week for this? It's so sad. There might be a way to do that, but I just don't have it set up quickly enough. So like not everything's gonna be logged. You know. I can't toss any of that aside, which is... Oh, why did I have to go up here first? That path thing. Oh, I need that purple. What could go wrong with the blind nav? I put the bream in the chest, the bream in the chest. Bream, 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 bream. Chest. The streamer forgot to pick up the rewards. There is one reward I need to remember to pick up. So, do we want to talk about how I just beat Cordate's personal best? Or should we keep quiet about that? He still got it. To this day, I'm still beating his best time. He just doesn't finish runs. That was his main issue. Or just needed to finish more runs. GG's. I do it 20 minutes faster? Yeah. Let's just not lose infinite time to mistakes. I'm still losing time to consistent splits, but hopefully, I think it's mostly memory or inventory muscle memory that just needs to come back. Oh, my bad. You're right, I didn't beat his time. I beat his real time, but not his in-game time. Never mind, never mind. Darn, still didn't bop cord yet. He's been secretly cooking his route idea he never shared. He's gonna submit a sub 2 right before you. I'm curious what his last route idea was. Could allow for the sub 2 push maybe easier, but I don't know. And for another run, I don't think I'll do another run. I don't really have time for another run. No, I've never asked him. I'm sure I could reach out to ask him, but he doesn't have his DMs open, and I'm not a friend with him on Discord, so I'd have to get his attention elsewhere. If he's even willing to share it, because who knows. Short frame requests, to be fair. Not my own fault. Okay, I'm deleting this gold split because I think it's just fake as hell. What is our SOB if I delete that fake split? 52. That's honestly about what the SOB I would expect it to be. I just don't know what that gold split was. It was literally 4 minutes faster than my PB's finish. And like, sure, I lost a little bit of time and it can be like a minute and a half faster. I just don't see where I'm saving 4 minutes on that time is. Fun new gold though. All right. What time is it? 2:30. I'm getting. I gotta leave here for dinner at like 5:30. I don't even think I have time for MCSR today. All right. I'll probably just call it there then. Hours. Yeah, but okay. You gotta understand, it's gonna take me like 30 minutes of just practicing to actually get into a queue for MCSR. And then my matches aren't fucking 8 minutes, they're 20 minutes. So I'll play like 2-3 matches max. It's just like, I don't want to go through that effort right now. So we're just going to ignore it. That's it. We're gonna raid Leela. She is doing community center speedruns, but vanilla on controller, so no animation canceling. I believe it's the same route or a similar route. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna peace. I'll be on tomorrow. I'll be doing another full practice run and then probably MCSR afterwards. But yeah, other than that, I appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate you guys Janing is what I was about to say. Joining the stream, watching the stream, hanging out. Really appreciated. Other than that, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there, and peace.